The vehicle that replaces the Cayenne is behind me. Before I show it to you, I'm still going to show you what we went through with Nicholas from the YouTube channel Bordel to go buy this vehicle. We took the most dangerous roads in France, dodged the traps of the meanest people. I'll let you watch. All right, guys, the video is starting. I'm in the car with Nico, and we're on the road. Well, since things never go smoothly, you know. Look, I'm with the messiest guy on YouTube. Look over there. Something crazy is happening, man. The curse. We were just driving along and suddenly we saw smoke. A freaking helicopter showed up. And dude, move over. Yeah, I'll move right away. Yeah. I don't know if you saw what happened or not. With our luck, we'll break down at the top. No, stop. Wow, that's intense. But it also burns the fur. No, wow, this is a mess now. But there's water. No. Wow, damn. Wow, bastard. Wow, the heat. Wow, damn. Well, good luck, guys. Wow, that was intense. The heat there was wild. That hit us. It caused a heat wave. We'll return it to the guy who left. With the two young guys from the car, we only had about 3 minutes of traffic jam. It must have started in the next 5 minutes. We were already getting into it, as you saw. Moments like that go by fast. Damn. The smell, too. Well, let's get back on the road toward Narbonne to pick up the new daily. It's worth noting that it didn't smell like chicken, so normally nobody got burned. How awful. Come on, let's get back on the road to pick up the Cayenne's replacement. Actually, it's just a joke. But it's stuck on the accelerator. Well, that's it. After avoiding all the accidents, the burning cars, the burning trucks on the road, we're finally arriving in Narbonne, where we'll pick up the new vehicle if it meets my expectations, because the negotiation and discussion with the current owners was a bit sketchy. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we'll see if I feel like trying to find it. And if it's good, well, I'll catch up with you a bit later to show you around the new vehicle. So that's good. In the end, it worked. We drove it back. And to be honest, I was expecting anything but nothing. That is, when I talked to the previous owners on the phone, I don't know why, but I had a feeling I was going to come across a dud. But in the end, when the vehicle arrived, I thought, wow, surprise. The person got out and let me look around the vehicle. I was expecting bodywork flaws, broken things that didn't work inside. Actually, I don't know. I was expecting something weird. I don't know why. And in the end, after checking out the vehicle with Nico, we realized that the vehicle was really clean. As for the bodywork, it's pretty good. The interior is really fine. Mechanically, it was lacking maintenance. It needed a bit of love. The oil didn't look very good. The brake fluid, you'll see, wasn't great at all. Actually, something already happened to me regarding that. I'll tell you about it when we get to the vehicle. I checked it too. Of course, I need to tell you about that. Now that you know, I'm just going to take a minute to tell you about it. But every time I go to buy a car now, I put this in my pocket, the little Carly device, which, thanks to this, lets you check all the faults of the car when you buy it. Because as I expected something, I don't know why, I had a feeling it was going to have warning lights. So I took it. When I got there, there were no warning lights. But now, you can also check the mileage. So we did it when we arrived. Everything was okay. Because you'll see, it doesn't have a lot of miles on it. And that's also what made me bring my Carly to check on the spot if everything was all right. Beyond that, Carly is still a device that allows you to diagnose your vehicle if you ever have a check engine light or any error on your dashboard. But you can also use it to code your car. You can add options that aren't on your original vehicle thanks to it. So I want to thank Carly again for sponsoring my YouTube channel. This lets me provide content as good as what you're watching now. There's a promo code at the bottom of the screen, in the video description, and the first pinned comment. Thanks again to Carly. Let's go. Let's move closer to the vehicle so I can show you what I bought. Actually, I'll just step out of the frame. Yeah, a GMC. I never had one of those before. A GMC Yukon. You'll see, it's pretty nice. All right, dash cam on. Here we go. So this is the new vehicle I bought to replace the Cayenne. What I'm really happy about is that I didn't spend a single euro more. That means for now, I paid less for it than what I got from selling the Cayenne. Well, on the other hand, I still need to get the registration done. And there, the price will be about the same. The registration fee is really expensive. I'm not going to lie to you. So in front of you, you have a GMC, a 2002 GMC Yukon. So the Yukon is actually the SUV version of the GMC Sierra, which is GMC's pickup truck. Or to make it simpler for you, What you have in front of you is a Chevrolet Tahoe, or a Chevrolet Suburban, or even a Cadillac Escalade. Basically, it's a 4x4 from the General Motors Group that shares the same platform as everything I just mentioned, except each one has its own little features. Some are more focused on everyday driving, others on luxury, and others on sport. This one here is kind of the all-rounder. That's what I like about GMC. It's also good when it comes to comfort. When it comes to, I won't say sport because these really aren't sports vehicles. But on the other hand, when it comes to utility and travel, that means you can use it just as much as an everyday car, as a car to travel across Europe, or even as a car to W some absolutely ridiculous loads. It's a V8, so it's obviously gasoline. I'll show you the engine now because that's my favorite part of this vehicle. Big American-style door. American-style doorbell, obviously. You can feel it, huh, when you close something. There we go. Here's the big baby. So, you see it says Vortex 6000 for 6,000 cubic centimeters. So it's a 6-liter V8. Vortex might not mean much to you, but if I say LQ4 or L96 for American car enthusiasts, that might mean a bit more to you. Basically, it's very simple. It's the ancestor or the base of the LS engines that you'll find in the Camaro and the Corvette, except that this one isn't made to be sporty and produce 400 horsepower like the LS2, but it's going to put out 325 horsepower. I have a little more than a regular GMC, a Tahoe, or a Suburban because of my trim level. It's a Denali. And the Denali had 10 more horsepower. So I don't know what they did to give the Denali version 10 more horsepower. But I'm happy I have the most powerful one, 325 horsepower. And believe me, it works. You'll see it later when we take it for a drive. Of course, when I got it, I cleaned it all up. That's why the engine bay is actually super clean. The interior as well, you'll see it's super clean. When I got it, it wasn't really in bad shape. It was just a bit dusty with a few little things here and there. I did the finishing touches. I'll show you and explain later. For the exterior, we got caught in a downpour yesterday, and with the dirt road near my place, it's really not clean. The bodywork is clean with no damaged parts. Well, except for one, which I'll show you later. And as for scratches, the condition of the bodywork and everything, it's really very, very clean for its age. As for the engine, I don't have much to show you, There you go, it's a V8. So that's pretty much it, That's probably to muffle the intake sound. I could just add a direct intake instead, which would be easier. There's not much on the other side except something I need to address urgently. So I changed the oil yesterday because, like I said, the oil wasn't clean, but it wasn't bad either. I changed it yesterday. I didn't film it because there's nothing exciting about filming an oil change. So I'm not going to lie to you, but this, I need to take care of urgently. The fluid is extremely dark, and above all, we had a brake problem. When we towed the trailer these past few days with it, we had a caliper issue. I think it got stuck because the brake fluid actually started to boil since it's so old. And as a result, we didn't have any brakes. It was intense. So it happened right in front of my house, in front of the gate. Fortunately, but as a result, I'm the kind of person who likes to be proactive. I'll be towing everything I own, including my chair, with Thibaut, so we won't take any risks. I completely drained it, and I bought 2 new rear calipers online from the United States. The 2 rear calipers, the 4 rear brake pads, and the 4 front brake pads. For those who are going to say, yes, American cars are very expensive, and all of it. $300, 300 euros including shipping, customs fees paid. So 300 euros for everything. 2 new rear calipers, the matching brake pads, plus the front brake pads. I think that's really fair for the kind of vehicle it is. Just so you know, the oil change cost me about 70 euros for the oil. The filter was 3 euros 50, and the air filter was 4 euros 50. I ordered a Bosch fuel filter from the United States for 6 euros. I'll be honest with you, the first person who tells me that maintaining an American car is expensive, well, I want them to come and say it to my face. Because maintaining an American car is dirt cheap. The prices are nothing. All right, let's move on to the rest. I'll give you the full tour. Yeah, you have to close this one hard, otherwise it won't shut. As for the looks, well, you've already seen it. Right from the start, the headlights are yellowed. I'm not going to fix them. There won't be any headlight restoration tutorial for this one or anything like that. For the simple reason that I've already bought new headlights. Meaning I bought these new, but they're not original. I went for something a bit more modern. But no, don't worry, there won't be LEDs everywhere or anything like that. I'm against that kind of stuff. I just bought headlights that will make it look a bit more modern and nicer. There will be a video about that when we get them and install them. And same thing, I'll ask for your opinion about the grille. I'd like to make a change. I'll get your opinion. We'll see if I do it or not. You'll be the ones to decide. You'll help me choose a little bit. So, as for the front end, well, it's pretty massive, which I like, For me, it's right on the edge between being too old and being modern. You see, it's really in between the two. So I think with the headlights, it's really going to modernize it just enough. After that, the overall shape is still pretty rounded. So you can definitely tell it's an American SUV from the 2000s. As for the bodywork, like I was saying, it's actually pretty clean. The only dent it has, I was told about it before I bought it. It's this scratch here and this dent here. So it's really nothing. I mean, it's not a big deal at all. In the back, of course, you'll find the American-style hitch, the square one. There are lots of running boards, and they're very useful. Since we're at the back, I'll show you the trunk now. So, same thing, the trunk can be opened either with just the rear window here, or the whole big trunk. There you go. Sorry about the mess inside. I use it a bit like a utility vehicle, that's its main purpose. So here, the trunk is already huge. So no, the exhaust manifold here isn't mine. Just letting you know right away, it belongs to Thibaut. So here, you have the trunk set up the way I always use it. So there's already a trunk. I don't know if you can tell from the video, but it's huge. I mean, if you sit at the back of the trunk, your feet don't stick out of the trunk at all. There's a small storage compartment here at the back. You'll see later, there's a cup holder here and another cup holder here. So in the trunk. You might be wondering, what's that for? I'll show you in a bit, you'll quickly understand. The little safety button is still an American thing. It's funny to think about escaping if you get locked in your trunk. No tray underneath. Unfortunately, I was expecting to have a small storage tray or something. Unfortunately, there isn't one. And the handle to pull the trunk back down, because it's mounted 14 meters high. Same for the rear lights, they're really not nice. I'm not gonna lie to you, I agree with you. They're ugly, they're dull, they've really taken a beating. Same thing, I ordered new ones, nothing with LEDs. Once again, I don't want to do anything flashy or tacky. So, we're going to stick close to the original. Basically, it's a facelift the exhaust. That really makes me laugh. It's the first time I've had a side exhaust. The stock exhaust doesn't make any noise. Anyway, I'll show you. I'll start it up for you. But you'll see, it doesn't make a crazy noise, right? But I think over time we'll work on that a bit. The rims, well, that's the biggest problem.
260.
65, 70, 17. I have a big sidewall, which is the issue with these vehicles. They drive like boats. You'll see what I mean once we're inside. There's a lot of tire sidewall, and as a result, well, it wobbles a bit, and it makes the steering, I'm not going to say vague, but it could be more precise. I'll show you the back seats, then we'll finish with the front. So, cool thing about the Yukon, because it's a Denali version. I told you, on all the doors, you have this. You have the Denali logo embroidered on the leather. It's pretty cool. And it cracks me up. You couldn't get rid of the badass door handle. Did you see how big it is? It's made of metal. It's badass. When you hold it, it has the shape of your fingers on the back. It cracks me up. So when it comes to the seats, well, it's out of this world. The comfort is insane. You have the armrest, so let me unfold it for you. Unfolded, the armrest. So, it's a 5-seater, but there's a little surprise. You'll see it later in the video. In the back, there you go, cup holders. I just have a little broken button here. It's actually to adjust the audio system for the rear passengers. That means basically, when you're sitting in the back, you can plug in headphones here and manage your own music, if you don't want to listen to what they're playing in the front. As you can see, I also have heated seats in the back. That's pretty cool. It's the first time I've had a vehicle with heated seats in the back. And here, welcome to America. You can control your own air conditioning. So here, you really manage the temperature you want in the back seats. Here, you'll see why. Later, there's another air conditioning system, and it's not the one in the front. The one in the front is controlled here. I'll show you the driver's seat now. And here, honestly, it's out of this world. Well, the door is the same, right? The Denali logo, the sturdy handle, all the buttons. And yes, the seat has memory. Obviously, heated seats in the front. Obviously, power windows, basically the usual stuff. Headlight controls, windshield washer controls, the classic fog light switch, cruise control, turn signal, and also the wiper on the stalk here. The seat is pharaonic. You can get comfortable however you want. Something that really amazed me is that you have an armrest that's already huge. And just in case, for long trips, you have a second armrest. And that really cracks me up. They added an armrest to the seat on top of the regular armrest. The carpet on the floor is the same. Super thick, super dense. That's something they must have taken from an apartment they cleared out. I'm sure of it, given how thick the carpet is. Same here. The storage is out of this world. You have a little storage space here, up to there. Well, normal. And here, welcome to the lair. It's gigantic. Basically, you put a whole bottle of water here. Standing upright, it doesn't move. Storage spaces, well, there are still cup holders here. Here, the ashtray with a cigarette lighter, 6 CCD charger, onboard computer, cigarette lighter. the one-star system. So that's for calling emergencies, but it only works in the United States and Canada. The climate control system for me in the front and the car radio with Bose speakers, that's pretty cool too. So there's a Bose sound system and it works pretty well. I have controls on the steering wheel. Yes, I know, I agree. The steering wheel is just disgusting. Well, it's very clean. I cleaned it all, but it's disgusting in shape. But I agree with you. I'll show you the gauges too, because there are quite a few things. It keeps roaring. That's an American car for you. That's just how it is. It's gonna stop, right? There you go. Here, you have the transmission temperature gauge. That's actually really cool, because when you're towing, you know if your gearbox, your oil is heating up or not. The tachometer, the speedometer. And since it's a Canadian version, I have kilometers per hour on the outside and miles in the center. So that's perfect. Fuel, oil pressure, water temperature, battery voltage. I never knew what that's for. Maybe it's to check if the alternator works. And the last two cool things, so yeah, I've got an issue. I don't have any more windshield washer fluid, but I know that. The seller warned me. The reservoir is leaking, so I'm just gonna fix it. Simply seal the leak, and that's it. First cool thing is its mileage, 103,934 kilometers. So that's why you see, I took the Carly to check the mileage, because I thought it was strange for a vehicle that's over 22 years old to have so few miles, but it's true. It's the original mileage. And the second cool thing is about the gear lever. So yeah, the gear lever is right here. You pull it towards you, and actually when you go down, you see there's a towing mode here. When you press the button, it instantly activates and completely changes the vehicle's behavior. That means when you activate this mode, when you're in a normal vehicle, when you accelerate like this. And as soon as you have a trailer, you have to accelerate a bit harder. Well, thanks to this mode, you still get your normal driving feel. You barely touch the gas, and it feels like you're not towing anything. Same for the gearbox. It will give you maximum torque. It will also hold the gears a bit longer, which means when you're towing a convoy, it's much more pleasant to use. And that was one of the reasons why I bought this. So I'm gonna start it up for you, like I said, but don't really expect an amazing sound. That's it, that's how it is. It's stock for now, so don't expect anything wild yet. No exhaust mods, at least not in the first days since I got it. Today is Friday, September 6th, and I filmed this 2 days ago. I haven't done the exhaust mod, I've only had it a week. But eventually, there will be changes. I'm gonna think about what's best between keeping the original sound, so it's comfortable and quiet, or having a bit more sportiness. I don't know if the valve is the best option. If you have any suggestions for me, I'm listening. I just want to be able to keep it quiet on long trips, and when I want to have some fun, hear the V8 a bit more. But I want to be sure that on long trips, when I'm doing 130 on the highway, I'm at 1,500 RPM. So, I don't know if removing the big muffler underneath, because there's a huge muffler, and putting in a small Simon's would free up the exhaust a bit, but still stay quiet at 130 on the highway. I don't know if you have something to suggest. I'm listening to you, I'm with V8 sound experts, I'm all ears. Now, I'll show you the last little detail before we go do the welds. And here too, I have to thank another partner again. But this one will interest you because it will be useful for both you and me. You'll see what I managed to find about it. Come on, I'll take you upstairs in my house. So no, that's not the partner, but I wanted to show you anyway. Look, he's cute. I wanted to show you my little Shelby. It's upstairs in the part of my house where I store all my parts that are pretty much useless. So sorry in advance for the mess. Look at what I found. I got myself the 6th one. And the 7th spot is for the Yukon, so that's what the climate control up by the driver's seat was for. It's to manage the 3rd row, where the 6th and 7th passengers are seated, and I found this on Ovoko, and it's incredible. Since Ovoko is a site that actually brings together several junkyards in Europe, and since this kind of vehicle was imported here and there in Europe, I managed to find 6th and 7th seats. They're a bit dirty though. I need to clean them, but they're in the exact same leather tone as I currently have in mine, so that's just incredible. So yes, some people will comment about the shipping fees on Ovoko, saying it's terrible, it's too expensive and all that. But think for a second, guys. When you pay shipping fees, what kind of item did you buy? A fender? A windshield? Of course it's expensive. Here, I ordered 2 seats that must easily weigh 60 kilos each, and I paid 150 euros for shipping. That's normal. The shipping fees are related to the weight. Think about it. Previously, I ordered an air conditioning console. It cost me 10 bucks. It's normal. 10 bucks for the air conditioning console, 150 euros for 2 seats, 80 euros shipping for a door, 100 euros shipping for a windshield or a hood. But that's normal. It drives me crazy when I see people complaining about shipping fees on Facebook. It comes from the other side of Europe and they're ordering huge parts, and people complain about the shipping fees. I don't get it. Then find a shipper who'll send you a door for $10. I'd like one too. I personally have no problem. And I want to thank Ovico again for the clear seat discount. That's why I'm telling you about them, and at the same time, well, because I found a real gem and I unfolded them. They're in great condition and everything. I'm really, really happy. So now I have a Yukon with 7 seats, and it's legal on the registration. On the registration, it clearly says 7 seats, but I didn't have the rear seats. Now it's good, I have them. All that's left is to clean them and install them, but most importantly, now we're going to get behind the wheel of the Yukon, and I'll show you a bit how it drives. Come on, guys, let's meet up in the 4x4 to take it for a little spin. Don't expect anything crazy. We're not testing a sports car or anything like that. All right, I'll give you a glimpse of the atmosphere inside. When driving this kind of vehicle, you highlight the comfort and demonstrate some quick accelerations. But like I said, don't expect a sporty test drive. So yeah, sorry, it's a bit messy in here. I'm taking advantage of this little test drive to run a few personal errands. Well, for those who've never been in a big American 4x4, it's not really complicated. It works like a boat. I think I just lost a few of you there. It works like a boat. Why? Because when you're on big highways, as you can see, there's a lot of tire sidewalls, so you're always, depending on the situation, kind of constantly correcting your direction, just like steering a boat at sea, actually. And you don't get much responsiveness from the steering, meaning that, you see, when you move it like this, not much really happens. But that doesn't mean they're difficult vehicles to drive. But it's just that when you come from a European car, it still takes you a few minutes or even a few hours to understand how it drives. What's pretty funny is that when you've been driving it for a few hours, it actually becomes natural. You just have to understand. Actually, you just have to adapt. And really, that just happens on its own. You don't have to figure anything out. At first, you're like, whoa, okay, it sways a bit. Actually, I had the same thing happen when I had the Cayenne and switched from road tires to off-road tires. The steering felt really vague. It was terrible, and it had exactly the same effect. And actually, after a few kilometers, you just get used to it, and then you don't notice it at all anymore. So it's kind of the same here. For me, it's fine. I've been doing it for quite a few hours now. It's totally invisible to me. I don't feel that effect anymore, but I can understand that at first. It might feel a little strange. Well, again, it's the same here. I'm on a small country road. And yes, if you're wondering, it's not a camera effect. I'm taking up the whole road. That, on the other hand, I can't deny. It's a huge vehicle. So of course, you have to be careful and think a bit more about where you're going, your route. Underground parking garages, well, you just forget about them completely. The vehicle is over 2 meters tall, so it can't fit in city underground parking lots. I don't care since I never go to the city. And if I allowed myself to buy this type of vehicle, sorry, you see, he arrived. He was a bit scared. There you go. I allowed myself to buy this type of vehicle because I never go to the city. And above all, I have other cars. In the part of the region where I live, it's all wide main roads where this vehicle, well, can easily be used. That's why, on the roads of Vaucluse where I am, you see a lot of American pickups. Because the people who own the land and work in everything related to the land, like farming and so on, use this type of vehicle because it's totally suited to their job. I think we're one of the few regions where you can actually afford this type of vehicle because it's well suited. I'll show you a little acceleration. Don't expect anything crazy. I'm getting ready to go. Okay, it just shifted into second gear. I'm gonna put my foot down with the kick down. I'll show you an acceleration up to a reasonable limit, 80, to show you that it still works well enough. Remember, we're handling a baby weighing over 2 tons. And honestly, the 6-liter really does the job. This isn't the first time I've bought a big American 4x4, and before I had one from Ford's competitor group. And honestly, the engine was sluggish, really sluggish. And we were talking about an engine that, sure, had 600 cubic centimeters less. It had 20 horsepower less. But honestly, it's nothing like it. Chevrolet engines, that's General Motors, it's a whole different world. They're really apart from Dodge, apart from Ford. It's really nothing like them. And now here we are, I'm readjusting to a little daily driving routine. I'm in my big American armchair. I've got space, I'm comfortable. I've got an air conditioner that's working hard. I've got heated seats, you see. All that's missing is a big soda right here, and we're really in the United States.
Big ball, plenty of gas, a pump-action shotgun, and a nice hairy torch. That's the American dream. I'm securing my home.
But it's still comfortable to drive. Nothing more to say, it's awesome. I love this kind of vehicle. There was no European equivalent, so this solves the problem. I've found the vehicle that meets my needs right now. Friends, as we wrap up, I'm glad to have shown you this new 4x4. I hope you'll enjoy it. There won't be any more off-road videos since this vehicle isn't made for that, but we'll make a few small upgrades. We're also going to tweak the performance a bit. I'm finishing up my research on the subject. But I think for not much money, I'll be able to do something cool that will make you laugh in the video. Once I have all the info, I'll buy what I need and get started. Loyal subscribers who made it this far comment, the Big Yukon. It's big enough for that name. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you like it or if you would have preferred to see something else. And in any case, thank you again for being here, as usual, every Sunday for the new video. I'll see you soon in the next video. All right, bye. Subtitles by Société Radio Canada.